There's two ways to access webcams in OzRunways. The first is the webcam overlays that you see on this map of Australia. To bring those in, slide in the overlays bar and you can toggle them with the camera button down the bottom. You'll notice that we've also got one at Norfolk Island and one in New Zealand. We're hoping to add to the webcams in New Zealand in the coming weeks and months. There's a second way to access webcams that people might not know about, and that's through Windy TV. First of all, open up Windy. Once it's finished loading, it can take a little while. Down the bottom, you'll see this row of icons. You want to pick the icon on the far right. It looks like a little video camera. Now let's zoom on into New Zealand and have a bit of a look at what these cameras are and how we access them. First thing, zoom in, wait for the camera icons to load, and you'll see there's a couple there, New Plymouth, Wellington. In this case, we'll tap on the one at Wellington. Okay, once we get this window up, what we need to do is scroll these tiles here down towards the right, and you'll see the webcams will appear. Now, not all of them are going to be useful for you. Some of them have only got a few frames in there, some of them are traffic cameras, but as we go further to the right, you can see there's a couple here that are going to be quite useful. This one in particular is the one we're going to look at. Now, to get it working, you've got to tap on it first, and then tap on the little play button in the bottom left. Now, when this window loads, you'll have the ability to play through the recording. Now, this one only has one tile, so when we press play, it's going to show us that there's nothing in there until it gets to the last frame, which is all that it's stored. Now, an ad's going to appear at the end of the frame. You have to wait for that to finish, so obviously this isn't going to be the most convenient thing if you're flying. Once you're through that, click skip ad and you're back to the window. You can have a look down the bottom. A lot of them will give you detail about how long ago they were recorded. But in this case, you can see that that's quite useful if you're flying into there. You can sort of see what the weather was doing an hour ago and get a bit of an appreciation of how things are. If we head over towards the south coast of Australia, so down to Victoria, again, find the area that you're interested in, give it a few seconds for it to load. In this case, we're going to look around Sea Spray. You'll see there's an icon just appeared there. We tap on it, window appears down the bottom, scroll to the right again, wait for that to load, and then you can select the webcam. And this one's going to appear a little bit different. It actually has stored 24 hours worth of frames. So when we click on play, and we'll just close that ad, you can see it's scrolling through the last day worth of images. There's a fair bit of boring patch in the middle here because we've got the nighttime images and there's nothing to see. But once we get to the other side of this and the sun comes up, we'll be able to see how the day has progressed down at Sea Spray up until a very recent frame, which is the last one that we're going to see. So the sun's coming up now, and that's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9. You can see it's scrolling through just over every hour. It's taking an image until we get to the last one, which is about 3:20. Now once the ad's finished, we can close that down and have another look at it. You can see the most recent frame which has been left there. And if we close that down and head back into OzRunways, we'll have a bit of a look at the cameras. If you combine the cameras that we've got in OzRunways and what's available in Windy, it's quite good coverage across Australia and New Zealand. Finishing up, let's have a quick look at one of the webcams. In this case, we'll have a look at Rolleston Air Park. You can see here to the southeast, and we've got a few other directions. When you tap on a different direction, it takes a few seconds for it to load. If you're interested in having your webcam added to OzRunways, simply get in contact with us through help.ozrunways.com.